Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. I am coming to you from sunny San Diego. Sorry, I'm on the road. Had a little bit of technical difficulty here. Hey, Russell. Thanks for stopping by. The Michigan fisherman. Brian said he's ready to do some scoreboard watching. We're going to do some scoreboard watching. We had fish come in today. So we'll get to that in just a few minutes. Get a time for this to populate in here. Brian Green, welcome. Thanks for coming in. I had to rush in. I've been just out here doing craziness in San Diego for work. So it's been a long trip this one has. So it's all good, though. It's all good. We made it. John, the fish catching machine, Hedrick. Captain Lindia, thanks for stopping by. Thomas Campos, hello. We got lots of things to talk about. Before we get to this spreadsheet, I did send out an email Sunday afternoon. I know it caused a little bit of kerfuffle because it got blocked because I can only send out 300 people with 300 emails at once. So I had over 300 folks on one email. So, anyways, got it out there. Your code is if you got the email, just make sure you change your K to a U. That's all you have to do. Keep your numbers the same for the second round. And the fish that got turned in today got turned in right, so it's all good. Hey, Nick A. Bear, good chatting with you. Me and Nick was out on the water the other day. Got rained on pretty heavy on. Was it Saturday, Nick? He caught a few good ones. By the way, Nick, after this live at 9:00, folks, I have an episode coming out, and it's that when I was out on the water with Nick on Saturday. So Tim Horton, thanks for coming by. Brian Smith, thank you. And we got people coming in. I will throw out the invite. Let me, anybody wants to pop in, please do so. I got to turn this air conditioner off, sorry. Hold on, folks. I'm excited for the second round, too. Oh, sorry about that, folks. The AC behind me is blowing me away. So, Backlash Fisherman, thanks for stepping in. I'm away. You'd be surprised. We'd be surprised. No, let me say this before I get to the spreadsheet. Traveling, and the spreadsheet that I have here is missing a few updates, but it's just a couple of 2s and 3s that I got emails for, but I was flying early Sunday morning or early Monday morning. I just hadn't got a chance to update it. I have a copy of the spreadsheet, so that's what we got here. So we'll get to it in just a second. Hey, I got somebody in the basement. Hey, Brian, how are you?
My family's out of town, so I don't need to be in the basement right now.
Well, good for you. You threw in some nice fish, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I can't wait where I stand. I'm sure, the small water charter is going to give me a run for my money, but we'll see.
We'll see. They always say, I will tell you, they struck in first in the second round already.
Really?
So, yeah. I was on my way back from Point Loma, and I got seen an email from John, and then I got a text from John saying I got a fish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the spreadsheet before that fish and then after that fish, so everybody know where they stood after the first round. So,
all right,
pretty good. Excuse me. How's the fishing been? Obviously, you've been catching fish.
I did really good. About, I think 3 or 4 nights ago, I went and did some night fishing. The last night I could go out before the first round ended because I only had one fish before that. I hadn't been able to get out very much, but I went out night fishing and I absolutely crushed it. I think I had 3 fish over 19. With the format, I could only throw one of them on there. The biggest was 19 and a half. I went to the same spot yesterday during the day, and it was rough.
Yeah.
Not always going to be the same. And it was day fishing. I caught a lot of fish, like 12 fish, but nothing really big, nothing real good size. So
Yeah.
I need at least 20 and a half for
Right.
the next fish to be entered. So
Yeah. You brought up, and I'm glad you sent me the note. Last year's format, we didn't have the 1 inch separation, right, for the first round.
Right. I think we had in the second round, but not in the first round.
Right. We're gonna adjust a little bit for next year. We might do something like ½ inch, but what I don't want people to do is throw in 3/20s, right?
Right.
Yeah, we got to have a little bit of separation in between the fish because we'd be setting ourselves up for a tie, right? And tie is fine. Don't get me wrong, but I try to make it a little bit more competitive. You got to think about what you're turning in, right? So keep it a close tournament for everybody. That's the idea.
Yeah.
So
I definitely like the strategy. There's just the only thing that was goofy about it was on the night fishing. I wanted to include I had one that was, I thought it was 17. I thought I had a 17, an 18, and a 19 and a half. And then I went home. I'm looking at my phone, looking at the photos. I'm like, oh, it was 17 and a quarter, which actually was a bad thing. So I had to use that fish that I had caught like 2 or 3 weeks prior. But it's fine, So it's kind of a cool strategy. I just, in the dark and everything, I didn't realize that was actually 17 and a quarter. I thought I caught a 17 fish. So
yeah. So, but Brian, something to remember: they had to be at least 1 inch apart. They could have been more than 1 inch apart.
Right. But
yeah.
But that one, I like I said, I had an 18, and then I had what I thought was a 17, but it was actually a 17 and a quarter. So I couldn't use that 17 and a quarter fish. I had to use like I think it was a 16 and a quarter from a couple weeks prior, because the other ones were only 3/4 inch apart. So it's a cool strategy. I don't know how to read a tape measure apparently. So
well, I mean, I'm guilty too, right? I've done the same thing. So I got a couple questions here. So Brian Smith says, Shane, if I missed round 1, am I still eligible for round 2, or do you drop the people who missed round 1? So unfortunately, Brian, if you did not turn in 3 fish in the first round, you cannot. You can fish the second round, but you won't be eligible for a prize. So you have to have 5 fish total for the tournament to be eligible for first, second, third. But if you want to fish and throw your fish on there, hey, more than happy to take them. And if you get a bragger, man, I'll make sure we get a picture of it out there. So definitely, if you catch your big one, share it with me. I'll get it out here on the social media somehow. So hey, Spaceman, I don't know if you caught it. I'm here on the West Coast with you. So I'm down in San Diego. I know you're up north, but I'm on your time, and I know how tough it is to be here at 5:30. So, well, hey, Brian, I'm going to go ahead and throw up his spreadsheet real quick, if you don't mind hanging on.
Sure.
Yeah. So let me share my screen here, everybody. Now I'm going to show this as I had it Sunday night, and I know there's a couple of little ones that I've got a couple of small ones that I've missed, but I promise you I'll get it. I'll get it updated since I'm traveling. But let me present here. Well, that's not good. Yeah, let me do it this way. There we go. Here we go. Here comes the spreadsheet. And as you can see, before we had 1 fish turned in, John Buckley is setting in first after the first round with 60.25. It's John Buckley. And then Lindia is in second with 59.75. Russell Gardner got a good haul, 57.5. Got a couple at 57.5. Nicole, who usually always kills it. But look, I mean, we got so many in the 50s. I mean, I can't even scroll. Almost the whole page is in the 50s. If you're in that, and Brian, let's see where you ended up. You ended up right here at 53.75. No.
Yeah. 10th spot there. Or yeah.
Yeah, 10th spot.
11 on the spreadsheet. Yep.
Yeah, and for some reason I've got your fish in the wrong line because John turned in that 21.5 today.
I'll take it.
I would love to give it to you, but it didn't come off the end of your rod. So let me put this auto sum in here. That, and hit enter. And John is at, what is that? I don't do math in public, so let me make the the spreadsheet work again. And it is 75.25 is where John is at. So if we do it this way, including the second round, John has jumped into first place with that fish today. So that's where we're at. And I think we have a record number of people that are in the second round. Some of these I got to fill in still. Their fish are there. But I've all emailed everybody, let them know. So I've never had this many people make it to the second round. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to go down to the end. If you're in the 50s, in the high 40s, and you get some 23s and 20, you're in it. You are in it.
That's a huge turnout. I was thinking I'd be, somewhere maybe like 7th, 8th, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not even in the top 10. You got an incredible turnout there. That's really good.
Yeah, we've got 717 people in the tournament.
Wow, 717.
717.
And how many did you say made the second round with 3 fish?
Let's see. I got that number. 84.
Wow, that's really good, Shane.
Yeah,
great turn.
Yeah, I mean we're a lot of people participating. Now, we do get a lot of people sign up, and life happens, right? They'll sign up and they won't turn any fish in, but they intended to. Work, family vacation, whatever. And I had a couple of folks just say, I just ain't caught any fish, and that's fishing, right? So, but good on everybody that turned in their fish. Chris Shelton, I'll put the spreadsheet up again. Let me see. I'll tell you where you're at. I don't want to hold that up there. Chris Shelton, you are in 26th place with 46.5 inches. And by the way, if I missed the fish, if I've got it, we'll share it again. And by the way, you can go back and look at this again on YouTube. If I missed a fish, don't worry. I'll correct it. I am human. I may have got a 1/4 inch off or a number off, and a couple of you caught me, and I've corrected it. So I'll throw this up again. We got some smack talking here.
Oh,
done, says the Jaws theme. So Brian, I'm going to guess it's you and John. There you go. That's where we're at right there. So Mars Fishing Adventures, thanks for stopping in. And I'll show the spreadsheet probably a couple more times here before we go. And I'll scroll down to at least to the top 40. Because if I try to move it too much, you can't read it. But if you're wanting to know, if you don't see, you can ask me now, or if you're watching this on YouTube after it goes live, you can go back and watch it. Email me and I'll let you know where your place is if you really want to know. So, who said they can't see their Scott? Let's look see where you're at. I will tell you now. Scott, you are in 20. You're right above Chris Shelton. You're in 24th place. So
now, out of those 84 that are in the second round, how many do you expect to be able to complete and get 2 fish? And it's a big.
So big. Last year we had about 27 folks out of 300 complete or get to the second round.
Okay.
And only 12 people completed the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it gets tough. Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. Matthew, how low is Matthew Woodward? I don't know how low Matthew Woodward is, but I will look for you. Matthew Woodward. Is that your personal? I don't see Matthew Woodward qualifying, and maybe I missed him.
Unless he goes by Backlash Fisherman. He's got that Backlash Fisherman.
Oh, Backlash Fisherman. Okay. Let me get you a Backlash. I do got you as Backlash Fisherman. Control F. Backlash Fisherman, you are in 34th place at 42.75. 34th place at 42.75. How did I make it to round 2? Harry, I mean, you caught 3 fish. If you caught 3 fish, you made it to round 2. And I'm just looking, Harry, where are you at? I'm going to show the spreadsheet again, by the way. And I just screwed it up. Trying to screw around here, but that's all right. Harry, I don't see you in the second round. If I missed your fish, I will go back and look in my email just to make sure. But I do not see. Let me do a Control F here again. Harry, I do not have any fish for you. So you didn't make it to the second round. And if I missed your fish, send it in. Resend it. I'll make sure, if you have them done, you're all good. If I miss them, that's on me. James Allen, did you make it to the second round? I think. Let me do it. James. A lot of people on the list. Takes me just a second, folks. Find next. James Allen, I do not have you. Your participant code was 7K5, and I have no fish for you. Did you send in any fish? If you did, I missed them, and I will get them updated. So don't quit fishing. So if you think that I missed your fish, please do not stop fishing and just resend me your fish. So I was pummeled with emails on Sunday. I mean, seriously, I got a lot of emails. So there's a good chance that I was fishing with Harry the night he caught his entries. Okay, we'll get it, Harry. We'll get you taken care of. I might have missed an email, or it might have got hung up. Just resend me the email. That's why we have these lives where we can go over this. Yeah, exactly, John. If you turned in 3 fish, you made it to the second round. And if I don't have your 3 fish on here, make sure you send me the email you forwarded me, and I'll make sure it's taken care of. So you sent them on Saturday, James. You said you sent them on Saturday. I believe you, and I will make sure. I'm looking at my email. I'll make sure we get it on there, James. I will make sure you get them there. I'll throw the spreadsheet. Obviously, I've got my spreadsheet is either I just goofed it up. So I'll share it again. And sorry, I'm on the road, guys. If I was at home, this would be a little bit different. Share screen. So I'm going to just leave it there for a little bit. Here's the top 22 or top 20. So I'm going to scroll it down just a little bit. And I know I've got a few folks that I did miss that came in late Sunday night. So like these here should be filled in. Ted did not complete. He did email me and tell me he didn't. That's where we're at right now. That's the top 40-ish. And if you, again, if you turned in a small, if you only turned in 28 inches, you're way down towards the bottom. You know what you turned in, so you see where the bottom is. You can figure it out. So, and next week when we're on here, I'll make sure that I got a good copy of the spreadsheet because I don't try. This is my travel computer, so Brian, when you going to go out this weekend? What's your plans? The family's gone, so.
So tomorrow, my buddy Lucas, he has the Outdoor Conquest on YouTube. He got a new boat, so I'm going to go on his boat with him tomorrow. He wants to fish for muskie, but I'm bringing some drop shots and maybe a Ned rig. I want to fish for smallmouth and continue fishing for the tournament here. So, and then maybe I might get out one more day, and then my family comes back in on Sunday. So
okay,
that's when it's kind of game over, unless I go back out to night fishing. But,
right.
Today I wanted to go fishing in the morning. I had all this time, but I had a leak in my basement. Now, one nice thing about being a YouTuber, sometimes you get products to test out. And you may have remembered I had a couple of those ice fishing cameras that were.
Oh yeah.
I ended up with the it was a suggestion from my stepfather. He goes, "You have one of those cameras." He goes, "Why don't you try to put that camera up through the ceiling, down between the drywall and and the basement wall?" I found the leak using my ice fishing camera, And then I was able to, drill a hole through the drywall exactly where it was through a rod hole, like a tie rod hole.
Yeah.
So using fishing gear today, I may not have gone out fishing, but I used some of my fishing gear to complete a project. So that felt good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Hey, I got a question here. Yes, we are doing the smallmouth tournament. And just Spaceman, just send me a note. You're probably already on the list, but if you check my channel out, I just put a video out on Sunday night, kind of an advertisement video that I push out to get people to sign up. But for most of the folks that are in the smallmouth tournament from last year, what I do is I just send an email, go, you interested this year? And if you were, I know you were on it last year. I think you were on it too, Brian, right? You fished the smallmouth only tournament last year?
I probably did. I probably had limited time, but I probably did fish it a little bit. I don't know if I submitted anything. I definitely fished it though.
Yeah. So I can just tell you, I got it right here. No, actually, you didn't fish it.
Or if I did, I didn't turn anything in. I was very, very busy last summer. Been busy this summer too, but last summer was, as far as my fishing life, it was a wreck. Little better. I'm getting a little bit back on track. So I really, that's one I had my eye on last year, and I was disappointed that.
Hey, James Allen, I just got your email. We'll get you updated. I promise, buddy.
That's in August, correct, Shane?
It starts. I'm glad you asked that. It starts the 19th of August and goes to the 22nd of September.
Okay, I'll definitely be able to fish it this year. I won't have an excuse. Kids will be in school at least in September. Kids will be in school, and I'll have a chance to fish that.
Yeah, and the format is pretty good. It's just your three largest smallmouth.
Yeah.
So called the smallmouth slam 3 fish together for the winter. So.
Yep. This year.
Yeah. Let me see. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Russell, Braid makes good dental floss. I've never tried it. I believe you. I'm sure it'll cut your gums pretty well.
I've had times where I'm out on the water and I have this one spot on my tooth where I always get like beef jerky stuck, and I've never thought to use Braid to floss it out.
Yeah, I mean that's a great idea.
I'm going to start doing that. That's great.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Yeah. So, John, you're going to have Coach with you on August 5th. You're going to have to get Coach. You have to let Coach know I got to get a big one too. So, listen to this, Brian. My fishing life is a wreck. Brian, don't give me that. He's on the water all the time.
Right.
Not all the time, but Brian makes a point to have. He owns his own business, so he makes a point to have certain days set aside for fishing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, like when my kids are in school, I usually get 1 or 2 days a week. I have my off days, they rotate. And so I'll get, I'll pick a day, 1 or 2 days a week. I can usually get out. But once school is over, it's like night fishing or bust, or, family takes off and goes somewhere. And like this week they took off. I had to watch. I was mainly home because I was watching that basement league.
Yeah.
Take care of it in case we had some heavy downpours, which we did. But like I said, I just fixed it. But yeah, I can't wait till I retire, maybe like 9 years from now, and actually have some time to fish.
Yeah, I try to make as much time as I can. I'm retired from the military, but I actually, I work another job. But
yeah, I'm retired from my government job.
Yeah. If you do when you do retire from your government job, take it from me. I did not do this. If you're going to start another job, take 6 months off if you can afford it.
Okay.
I went 27 years in the Air Force, took 3.5 weeks off and went back to work. It was the stupidest thing I could do. It's the stupidest thing I did. My wife, she retired at 28 years in the Air Force. She took 3 years off. She just went to work back. She just went back to work for the government. So
went to the other extreme, 3 years off.
Yeah. And when she got the job, she started going, "Oh, I got to get dressed. I got to put them." I said, "Don't whine to me." It's like he took 3 years off.
Right.
So this is interesting. I kicked off the lake this year for night fishing. First time ever. They said the new ordinance closes all the launches and piers at 10 p.m. now. We got some lakes here, Spaceman, that they have a gate on, and they lock it, and they open the lake. And one of them is Hunting Run, which if you watch my channel, I've caught giants on that lake. I would love to night fish it in the summer, but they just won't let me. But there's one lake, Mooney, which you've seen me fish that a lot. It says you got to be off at dark, but there's no gate. And I'm really thinking about night fishing that lake because, I mean, I can see 10 foot deep. It's that clear. So a good moonlight, full moon night, I should crush some bigs on that lake. So now, do you fish smaller water when you go out at night, or do you fish on Lake St. Clair or the tributaries of it?
Normally I fish small little channels. Like the other night I was out on Harson's Island. Those channels are pretty, I mean, at the widest they might be like 40 yards, but they're normally a little bit more narrow than that. And the nice thing about that is I don't have to worry about boat launches, anything like that. There's like a little gravel parking lot. I launch out of there. Now the only downside is, oh, and by the way, the other night it was perfect. It was like no wind. The only moving I did was when the plopper was pulling me. The full moon, it was gorgeous. Now the only problem with Harson's Island is when I'm done night fishing, there's a ferry you got to take back. Well, if you don't make the ferry at a certain time, it runs continuous during the day, but at night it's every half an hour. And I just missed it the other night when I came back, so I'm sitting in my car for 25 minutes.
That's 25 minutes you could have been fishing if you had to.
Yeah. Right, if I would have planned it right. So like 2 a.m, I'm kind of ready to go to bed, and I'm sitting at a ferry or the entrance to the ferry falling asleep. But no, I really love night fishing. I just I don't know, other than the mosquitoes, but something about night fishing, I love it. I just I don't like fishing big open waters like Lake St. Clair because I'm on a little kayak. I don't want to get killed.
Yeah, absolutely. So hey folks, I just want to let everybody know I have a episode coming out at 9:00 right after this. If you could please tune in. Hey, Crankin' and Yankin, good to see you, James. Seen a lot of fish in here. I'm going to throw up the spreadsheet one more time before we go. Brian, thanks for coming up. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Too long.
You bet. And again, folks, here's the spreadsheet for the last. I'm just going to leave the top 20 up for just about a minute here. Get it ready. And share the screen. There we go. There's the top 20-ish. A lot of people in contention. And like I said, John turned in one fish, so he's in first. But John Buckley before that was in first with 60.25 inches in the first round, which is a big haul. And his biggest was 22. So he's got to get in a 23 and a 24. If he can do that, that'd be tough to beat. So good luck on that. So that's where we stand. And so last year's champion, Brian Green, is setting in, 9th place. And then the prior year champion, Patrick Williams, who won it, is setting right above. So two past champions are setting in good spots. So, but a lot of people in contention here. So, all right, folks, we're going to, I'm going to call it. Brian, again, thanks for coming up. Folks, if you're not signed up for the smallmouth tournament, you're interested, please just shoot me an email, and several of you have. I am traveling all day tomorrow back to the East Coast, so you won't hear from me via email tomorrow because it's an all-day affair. And if you get fish, just a reminder, you can call in the second half. So turn in as many fish as you want. In the first half, you can't call. In the second half, you can call. So good luck, everybody. I hope everybody catches some giants. Please flip on over to my channel and catch the episode tonight. And we'll see you guys next week at 8:30. Thanks, Brian. Have a good one.